Hello, future 8th grade students at Harrison Central Junior-Senior High School. This is Mr. Dunlap, one of your assistant principals. Today I'm here to talk to you about scheduling. In 8th grade, you will have 7 classes. 5 of these classes are required courses. They are English Language Arts Reading, English Language Arts Writing, Science, Social Studies, and a math class. For the majority of you, the math class will be Math 8. Based on previous year test scores and grades, a few of you will also be eligible to take High School Algebra 1. In addition, you will be taking an OVLA online health class for high school credit. Your last 2 periods of the day are elective periods. The first is a semester-based choice. You will choose 2 semester classes for that period. Your other choice is a full year elective period. You will get to pick from numerous choices that are all high school credit classes. You are strongly encouraged to choose wisely and choose based on your interests and your future goals. In a moment, I'll walk you through the steps that you'll take in order to fill out your selection sheet on Google Classroom. You see the video that was posted, and then you see this assignment that I posted as well. So if you go into that assignment, which I know it looks a little different for you guys, but you'll see these 2 documents that were shared with you in this assignment. One is the 8th grade scheduling sheet. It's a Google Doc that we'll be filling in here shortly. But first I want to go through your options and kind of what's going to happen next year as far as your classes are concerned. And that's in this sheet, this scheduling information for grade 8. So when you click on that one and open it up, you'll see some information. And this is similar to what you did last year as a 7th grader. So at the top, you'll see your required courses. So they're very similar to the classes that you took this year. For example, you have Language Arts Writing 8, Language Arts Reading 8, a Math 8, or an Algebra 1. I'll get more into that here in a second. You'll see Science 8 and Social Studies 8. You'll also see the OVLA Health, which is a high school credit health class that you'll all take next year, and it'll be one of your first high school credits that you will earn. So the Math 8 and the Algebra 1 here, the vast majority of you will sign up and take Math 8. We'll make a determination at a building level based on your previous test scores and your previous performance in your math classes this year as a 7th grader and previous to see if you're ready to take High School Algebra 1. And there'll be some of you that are, and we'll put you into that class. If you think you're one of those people, by all means, you can include that in a note in your Google Doc as well. But we'll take care of anyone that is doing good in math this year and has done good in math in the previous year, so we think is ready for Algebra 1. So you don't have to worry anything specifically about that right now. So these are the required courses that you'll have to take next year. Down at the bottom here in the middle box, I should say, you'll see something similar to what you saw last year. So this is a project-based elective semester course. So semester meaning half year, as all of you know. So you'll choose 2 of these to take. Each one will be half the year, first half, second half. You'll see what they are. So we have a STEM 8, similar to what STEM class is now, the science-based elective that you guys may be in this year. You'll see Criminal Justice 8. This is more social studies related, more government related. They do some mock trial stuff in there as well. So if you're into that, that might be a class you want to choose. You'll see Journalism and Writing 8, a writing class, pretty self-explanatory. You'll see the Math Enrichment class. This will be similar to what we did this year. So we'll look at certain kids will be placed into Math Enrichment next year. But if you know you struggle with math and you want some extra help, that might be a class you choose. And you see Choir 8 there as well. Choir 8 is also a semester class. You'll notice at the end here, it says course may be repeated each semester. So you do have the option to do that both semesters if you so choose. So you'll select 2 of these ones in the middle. So that's pretty similar to what you did this year. The next box down at the bottom is what's a little bit different. So this year, or coming, in 2021, you'll choose one of these classes. And these are all high school level classes. So this will be a high school credit that you'll get in the 8th grade. And we tell you to choose wisely. Choose something that interests you and choose something that's going to help you moving forward. So all of these classes, you see there's 9 different choices that you're able to take. So you will select one of these 9 classes to take. Sorry, we have website development and design. We have fitness training, which is our exercise science weightlifting class. You have agriculture, food, and natural resources. This would be your entry-level ag class, being part of the FFA. We have Spanish 1. We have instrumental marching band. So if you're in the marching band and want to stay in the band, that will be your choice. We have physical education. Foundations of Tech is the entry-level shop class. We have Introduction to Art, first year art, and we have French 1. Spanish 1, French 1, a little more college prep oriented classes, so just be aware of that as you make your choice. On the next page here, if you don't know what one of those classes is, there's a description of each class, so feel free to take a look at those as well. So you'll eventually have to choose one of these 9 classes this year as an 8th grader. So once you make your choices here, you're going to go back to the Google Doc that was posted to you, a copy of it was posted to you for you to fill out. So once you open that Google Doc, you'll notice that it's 8th grade scheduling. You'll see in yellow here, course descriptions can be found on the 8th grade scheduling information sheet. That's the sheet we just looked at. You'll also notice that there's a link here to the program of studies. The program of studies explains all of our courses at the high school and junior high. So all that information is in there as well. So in order to fill this out, basically you need to look at all the light blue areas, and they all need filled out in the light blue areas. So I'll walk through and kind of help you through what it should look like. So the top box here should be your student name. Then when you go down to the next gray box, you'll see the required classes that we talked about. And you'll see the language arts ones, the science, social studies, and you'll see this math one here as well, and what we talked about earlier. Your first choice is going to come down here in these blue boxes. So this is your semester elective options. So you'll see the 5 classes that we outlined earlier. And what you need to do is choose your number 1. So what is your favorite class there? What's the one that you can't live without? And you're going to type that one right into this box. So for me, maybe that's Criminal Justice 8. And I know I want to have that class. I want to have it for sure. Then you'll do it again for your second choice. So maybe my second elective choice is Choir 8. So these are your 2 choices. This is what you want to have your 2 semesters. Now, as you know, this year, some of you may not have gotten one of your choices. So we always ask you to put an extra choice down here just in case something happens in the scheduling process where you can't get into one of those 2 classes. So for me, if I can't get into one of those, I want to go into STEM 8. So now I've filled out my elective semester choices. So this is my first choice, my second choice, and then my extra one if I need to. Now, if you chose to do choir full year, you certainly can do that. So you would just type in choir in both boxes in both semesters that you want to take. That way we'll know that you want to take that the full year. So now my elective semester choice is made. So now I go down to the year long, very similar to what we just did at the top. Except now you'll notice it says year long and there's a 1 right here because we're only going to pick 1. So what's the 1 class full year that I definitely want to take? So maybe that is the marching band. So if that's your choice, that would be your first choice. Now sometimes we don't get into that if it's a full class or too many kids sign up for it. We might not be able to get into it. This year I can tell you that almost everyone, 99%, got their first choice. So it's not going to happen often, but it could happen. So what we do is ask you to put a second choice here as well. So maybe my second choice is Phys Ed. And I put that in as well. And you'll notice at the bottom down here it says please submit through Google Classroom. So all you're going to do now that you have your document filled out, your copy of it filled out, is submit it. So you just come up and click and submit your document to this class. and then we have your class. And now you've completed step one of the scheduling process. For eighth graders, this is the only step. So once you've done this part, we input this in, and these will be hopefully your classes for next year.
Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. And if you have any further questions, do not hesitate to contact myself or Miss Dorn. Thank you, and as always, go Huskies.